So you just smoked some of the best salmon of your life and had some friends over for dinner? Well, let me show you how to prepare an excellent parting gift so they remember that meal for next time. So you had an excellent dinner party and you have all this smoked salmon left over. Smoked salmon leftovers? What? Well, if you did it right, you prepared extra so that you can create this little concoction here, which is a smoked salmon spread in clarified butter that is an excellent parting gift to give to your guests as they're leaving the home, or just to have leftovers to have around the house for preparing other dishes. And it's crazy easy to do. Just a couple of really basic ingredients. You're going to need some unsalted butter, about a pound or so will do. You're going to need some garlic, and for a single batch, if you're going to do a pound of butter, you're going to take about half of this and just mince it up. And then you're going to need some weed. Not that kind of weed. Dillweed. That's what I use in my clarified butter concoction. So, very easy to do. All you're going to do is mince up your garlic, and then take a couple teaspoons of butter, throw it into the bottom of a pan, and just let it fry up a little bit. You want to brown the garlic just to get some flavor into that butter. And it takes, I don't know, roughly 5 minutes for that to happen. You can kind of see it happening over here next to me. Kind of cool, huh? When it is done browning, you're going to go ahead and spoon out the garlic out of that pan, and then we're going to melt the rest of the butter in that pan. So the reason we're going to be removing this garlic is when we go to clarify the butter, we're going to be doing a lot of scooping to get the some of the fat off the top, but we don't want to scoop out all the garlic along with it. So go ahead and throw your entire pound of butter. In this video, I'm actually doing a double batch, so I have 2 pounds of butter in there, and just let it melt. Go ahead. I can wait. All right, let's speed it up a little bit. All right, so we have our butter is now melted. And all you're going to do is allow it to continue to bubble up, and what's happening is you are getting some of the moisture and it is evaporating out of the butter, and you're also separating the different solids from the butter itself. Once you get this little frothy kind of, real frothy kind of layer across the top, all you're going to do is grab a mason jar or some sort of container, and you are going to carefully spoon that off. It takes a little while to do, but just continue to spoon off that frothy layer and stir it up to bring up more solids, and spoon it off until it's pretty clear. At that point, just go ahead and return it to the stovetop, and you can add back in your minced up garlic and your dillweed, and then just let it simmer for a little while, and that will really infuse the butter with the flavors of the garlic and the dillweed. While that's actually on the stove, you can turn your attention to your leftover salmon and just throw it in a bowl, take a couple forks, and you're just shredding this stuff up. Once your butter is ready, you just turn off the heat, let it sit there for a little bit. It's not going to get solid right away, and just take your shredded salmon and put it into some small mason jar type containers like this. Grab a ladle, stir up the butter a little bit to get some of the garlic and the dillweed from the bottom, and just spoon it across the top and let it just melt down into and in between all of the salmon. You don't have to worry about that little chunk of solids that are going to sit at the top, because you're going to have a little mound of garlic pieces and dillweed or whatever else you want to spice this up with. Don't worry about that. Just go ahead and top it off, and then just screw the tops on, and then just give them a vigorous shake. You shake them up, and it'll actually distribute that garlic and the dill all the way throughout. From there, you just throw it in the refrigerator, let it cool off, and whatever leftover butter you have, mine's going to be tinted a little bit green because of the dillweed, hold on to this, as well as hold on to whatever you had spooned off across the top. This stuff's great for cooking and flavoring if you're going to be doing stuff around the kitchen. So, what are you going to use this for? This is absolutely amazing, like I said, as a parting gift for your guests if they're leaving that night. You can actually prepare the clarified butter ahead of time, and then dinner's over, you quickly go in the kitchen, shred up whatever leftover fish you may have, throw it into a little mason jar, top it with butter, give it a good vigorous shake. Then your guests have something that they can take home from dinner that night to use later on. This stuff is great over crackers. It's even better if you take a little spoon of this, throw it into your pan, and fry it up with your eggs. It's just amazing stuff. So, next time you do smoked salmon, plan on having leftovers so that you can do something amazing like this. And you can end up with something like this. Well, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope to see you again next time on another episode of Smoked Meat with Jef. And of course, I am Jef. And have fun on your barbecue and your smoker, and get ready for a summertime of backyard entertaining. I will see you guys next time.